The government's reinstating of the parent visa category for migrants has been criticised for only catering to the rich. The visa category was suspended by National in 2016 out of concern sponsors were not honouring commitments to support their parents financially. The coalition government has brought it back, but with a cap on the number of parents who can come in and an income test for the child sponsor, which rules out most migrants with the exception of those who are highly skilled. Our political reporter Moir has this story.
Former UK resident David Barker says the government has made it almost impossible for many families who have been in limbo for years to bring their parents out to New Zealand. Mr Barker petitioned Parliament to reinstate the visa, but says he and many others who are part of a Facebook group have been left disappointed and devastated by the changes that require the sponsors to be earning a lot of money. He now needs to talk to his accountant about whether they'll be eligible.
And then I've got to go to my mother-in-law, who we're trying to get over here, and say, look, things have now changed and it may be that you can't come and live with us. Even though she's on her own, she has nobody in the UK, all her family are in New Zealand. I know a lot of other people in the Facebook group, they are in exactly the same position, and I've also had several people saying that they're going to consider moving away from New Zealand.
Under the old regime, the onus was on those parents moving to New Zealand to meet the financial requirements. The income criteria changes mean a single person wanting to sponsor one parent will now need to be earning twice the median income, a total of $106,000 a year. A couple will have to earn more than $159,000 to be joined by one parent and $212,000 to be joined by two. Immigration Minister Ian Lees-Galloway says reinstating visas for parents of immigrants at a certain salary threshold will help to attract high-skilled migrants to New Zealand.
We know that being able to bring parents to live with adult migrants in New Zealand is a really strong factor in retaining and attracting those migrants who are highly skilled, are highly valued here in New Zealand and who we're competing with other countries to attract.
Ricardo Menendez-March travelled from Mexico to New Zealand as a student in 2006. He gained residency in 2012 and citizenship in 2017. He'd hoped one day to bring his parents here too, but earns too little to be eligible.
I am told that my parents, due to my income, is not enough to have them over, that they would be a burden.
Mr Menendez-March works for the advocacy group Auckland Action Against Poverty and is paid the living wage to help those unemployed or receiving welfare. He says the policy further entrenches discrimination against migrants on low incomes.
This is hypocritical with the rhetoric of kindness, compassion and well-being. The government is only valuing my parents based on my income and how much they're going to cost. They're not really measuring the well-being that having families together has on people's mental health and also children outcome.
From February, up to 1,000 visas a year will be issued for parents wanting to join their children in New Zealand. The National Party's defending its suspension of the visa category at the time and says there will be some deeply unhappy people who miss out as a result of the new criteria. The Green Party's Golriz Garaman supports the visa being reinstated, but says the restrictions mean it's only a right for the wealthy.
It does mean that we're actually reserving a right that we know benefits not only migrants, but in benefiting migrants, benefits all of New Zealand for those who are on the highest income bracket.
She says if the Green Party had their way, they'd scrap the requirements altogether. From Parliament for Checkpoint, Moir.